Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 3. So over the past two episodes, that being episode 4 and episode 5 of The Flash Season 3, I guess you can chuck in episode 2 as well, as we got like the introduction sort of teaser there. We have seen Caitlin Snow go through this big issue in her life that we didn't have to see her go through until now. And that is obviously her change and transformation into one Killer Frost. Now, if you were keeping up with Flash news over the past few months, maybe couple of months, whether that be on my channel or elsewhere, you would have known that episode 7 for this season of The Flash was actually entitled Killer Frost. And this release wasn't actually intentional, the episode title was accidentally released through Twitter. But anyway, the description or synopsis for this episode of The Flash Season 3 has been released and contains some pretty cool information. Now, if you didn't know, this episode is actually directed by Kevin Smith, who directed one of the better episodes last season, and that episode was the one where Barry was like stuck in the Speed Force and had to deal with everything within that. But let's jump into this description. As I said, the episode is entitled Killer Frost, and the description goes like this. Caitlin uses her powers to save Barry, but as her mother predicted, the effort unleashes her inner Killer Frost. Killer Frost goes on a rampage looking for Dr. Alchemy, kidnapping Julian and battling both the Flash and Vibe. Meanwhile, Joe and HR have a heart-to-heart talk. So as I said, that description did contain quite a lot of information, which does sometimes allude to the fact that even more may unravel or unfold within this episode. I mean, they aren't going to spill all the happenings of the episode in the description, are they? But let's break this down and explain what may or may not occur, obviously in my opinion. But do make sure to let me know what you think is going to happen in the comments section down below. So to start off, we have Caitlin uses her powers to save Barry. Now this does sound pretty straightforward, but what I'm pretty sure is happening here is that at the end of episode 6, which we have the trailer for already, Barry will be in Dr. Alchemy's hideout and in need of some help, and that's where Caitlin steps in. You would think Barry, as well as anyone else in that area, would see her do this, unless they were unconscious or something like that, but you would assume it's at this point where Caitlin uses her powers that she actually becomes Killer Frost, like Killer Frost gets unleashed. Next up we have, but as her mother predicted, the effort unleashes her inner Killer Frost. Obviously, at the end of episode 5, we heard Caitlin's mother, Dr. Tannhauser, warn Caitlin that the continued use of these abilities will make it harder to stop what is happening to her, and obviously her saving Barry is that breaking point. Now, this doesn't mean in episode 6 that we won't get any Caitlin dealing with these issues. I just think in that episode it will be her controlling herself and not being tempted into using these abilities that her mother has warned her about. We then have Killer Frost goes on a rampage looking for Dr. Alchemy. Now this part is open for different interpretations. She may possibly be going after him due to the fact that he can turn people into metahumans, so that might mean that he can turn metahumans back to normal. It's most likely going to be something else other than this, but that will be revealed in the episode obviously. But it may be something along those lines, like something about his abilities to turn people into metahumans. The second last part we have is kidnapping Julian and battling both the Flash and Vibe. Now, similar to the whole Killer Frost hunting down Dr. Alchemy thing, she may be taking Julian to fix her or at least reduce the effects of what is happening to her, seeing that he is a metahuman expert. In regards to the whole Flash and Vibe team up against Killer Frost, that should be awesome, as Flash and Vibe won't be trying to hurt Killer Frost as they still see her as Caitlin Snow, but Killer Frost will be trying to hurt them. So as I said, it should be pretty damn awesome to watch. And to finish off, we have, meanwhile, Joe and HR have a heart-to-heart talk. Now this won't be too big of a thing, usually they just put these in the descriptions to highlight that more characters are going to be in a certain episode, but this will most likely be centered around either HR's journey to Earth 1 and the troubles that he is facing, or possibly something to do with not being fully accepted by Team Flash. Or you never know, it could be something that happens in the events of episode 6. But that is all in regards to that description. Now, Savitar may also be in the start of this episode. I am expecting him to be at the end of episode 6, and they may use him as like a cliffhanger at the end of episode 6, which leads into episode 7. But thanks for watching, guys. If you could leave a like on the video, it'd be very much appreciated. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think is going on in this episode? Do you agree with anything I said? And if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.